Uganda. Gntv Bless Sport, and my name is Jusper Barigye Muhinda. We'll straight talk about what happened last evening in the FUFA Super 8 competitions, as earlier stipulated by one of our panelists here at the Sports Zone last evening. Chitara beat KCCA to give way for their own ambitions of qualifying for the semi-finals in the FUFA Super 8 competitions. Last evening at Philip Omondi Stadium, KCCA were at home and they drew this game 3-3. But what was fascinating in this game is all about the Dennis Omedi Rebona kick goal. I just don't know if this guy was trying maybe to cross the ball, but he scored one of the most spectacular goals in the league of Uganda. I think this has been the first time we are seeing such a goal here in Uganda. Later, in our subsequent programs, I will show you that goal. But all we can say is that this goal will go down in the books of history. So that was the result. Full time, it was 3-3 at full time. Chitara beating KCCA to give their chances all as they wait for the semi-finals. This was yesterday evening, as you can see those results. However, when they went to penalty shootouts, we all know what happened. We all know what happened simply because we could not even tell if KCCA could finish their mission as they started. Dennis Omedi is the man in the news as we speak everywhere. Chitara FC in the news, as Judise Mugabe also was spectacular in this very game. We could clearly see the celebrations at Omondi with salutes flying over for Dennis Omedi. You know, he's a warder, he's a prison's warder, and this time around he has excelled in making the mission complete for our very own. Now we know what it takes for Chitara FC. Dennis Omedi there celebrating with a salute gesture to maybe his present fans or even bosses from prisons department. Dennis Omedi for you there made Chitara one team to be in the news. Pictures of Dennis Omedi saluting there as Chitara FC were celebrating their triumph against KCCA. This has actually been the second time Omedi scoring twice against KCCA, and in total he has scored 4 goals in 4 games against the Kampala Capital City Authority, commonly known as the Kasasiro Boys. Now we all know who owns the Kasasiro Boys when it comes to scoring against them. Still about the FUFA Super 8, we all know what will ever happen to the next round. Everybody is waiting to see if Chitara can easily defeat the likes of Kampala and the Cranes select team. That is all about the stories we've gotten for you. That's the man himself. That's him trying to salute. Every fan was there just after scoring that spectacular goal there. He was celebrating with Judise Mugabe just after making their evening go well there. Now we talk about the FUFA Executive Committee tour. They actually embarked on a campaign of traveling the whole country, traversing all these regions, trying to solve some issues that are surrounding football. And this time around, we wait to see what they will come up with, as they had suggested earlier in the FUFA master plan. This time around, the engineer Hasim Moses Magogo, the president of Uganda Football Federation, has always embarked on this journey annually to take us through what the federation has achieved, what the federation is intending to achieve, and what the federation needs to hear from the football fraternity, especially on the grassroots. Now that is the highlight of what happened in West Nile, especially in Gulu City. As you could clearly see, the president always moves with his executive committee with the likes of Ronnie Kalema, Dr. Apollo Ahimsibwe, the likes of Rogers Mulindwa, Ahmed Masha, of one director, but he has not been around. One Ahmed Masha. You could clearly identify the members of the FUFA executive committee who were present. That is Rogers Byamukama in the Uganda Cranes jersey and a black jacket, as well as you could clearly see how the president was giving time to listen to the people of West Nile in that very meeting. This has been a mission that Engineer Moses Magogo has put down on paper, especially when it comes to FUFA master plan, to implement some of what we think would be one of our ways to develop football in Uganda. As the FUFA mission says, that we need to be, or we have to be the #1 footballing nation in Africa, both on field and off the field. So he has to really go to the ground, know whatever is affecting football on grassroots levels, as well as implementing the FUFA technical master plan that they had earlier given or displayed for Ugandans, so that the football in Uganda can develop. We actually appreciate this initiative simply because it has yielded at least some fruits and it has cleared some air within the grassroots football structures, especially on the DFAs, that is the district football associations. That is all we can report about the FUFA executive committee that is actually taking shape somewhere in West Nile. I will straight take you to the athletics. Now we have a letter that was circulating all over the world yesterday as sad news came through for Uganda. We expected to have the trio athletes who represented us last time in Tokyo Olympics. That is one Oscar Chelimo, Jacob Kiplimo, and Joshua Cheptegei, who represented Uganda within the Tokyo Olympics some time back. But this time around, they will not again replicate their representation, simply because the 2 out of the 3 have now been confirmed they will not take part within the upcoming 5,000 meters. Now, that is a statement that came through from the Athletics Federation to the Chief of the Mission press relief. Withdrawal of athletes from 5,000 meters. I wish to inform Ugandans that our heroes Joshua Cheptegei and Jacob Kiplimo have been officially withdrawn from the 5,000 meter race due to Wednesday, 7th August 2024. This follows their failure to fully recover from the grueling 10,000 meter race, in which both athletes completed and competed on Friday, 2nd August 2024. The event left them fatigued with legs and arms, muscle pains. Efforts by the physio teams to resuscitate the athletes to their full normal form has not been successful. The coaching staff and the consultation with the athletics, taking into consideration the coaching principle, athletes first, winning second, decided to withdraw them from the 5,000 meters to give them ample time to fully recover. This now leaves Oscar Chelimo as the lone gallant soldier holding the Uganda flag in the 5,000 meter race that will be on track next Friday. That was Faustino Chiwa, head coach, athletics team Uganda. That is what happened, and I had already told you that these guys will not be able to compete. It was still doubted. However, at the last minute, we have now discovered and confirmed that Jacob Kiplimo and our hero Joshua Cheptegei will not take part within the upcoming 5,000 meter race that will be coming our way on Friday. Still, Joshua Cheptegei, he is the only person here in Uganda who has won several gold medals coming in there from both Olympics and World Athletics Federations. Remember, he is a world champion twice, especially when it comes to the 10,000 meters, 5,000 meters Olympic gold medalist, as well as 10,000 meters Olympic gold medalist 2024 in Paris. He is now considered Uganda's greatest of all time. In fact, he has now taken over the headlines of debate, talking about who is Uganda Uganda's ever greatest athlete, and now we wait to see how it will go down there. And last evening we saw messages coming in through from all the corners of the country, especially from the First Lady, that is the Minister of Education and Sports, Honorable Mama Janet Kata Museveni, congratulating our very own Peruth Chemtai just after she completed her silver medal winning streak in the Paris Olympics 2024. Peruth took time and she was leading, but at the end she finished second to win Uganda's second silver medal there. Peruth Chemtai was there also to give us some good news there. Peruth now gives us a consideration of Yavai, that is Yavai, who also came through from Kenya to represent Hawaii. In fact, she represented Hawaii some time back just after failing to compete at the Olympics team from Kenya. Now she also went to Bahrain this time around in 2024 Paris Olympics. She has been representing Republic of Bahrain, that is Yavi for you. She was there also after winning gold. People were regretting. Some Kenyans were saying, why didn't we put Yavi on our team list for the Olympics? She switched and now she represented Hawaii. She represented Bahrain, and now she is a champion of that very category. We're still talking about the Olympics. We have seen efforts from men's basketball team as United States of America humiliated Brazil just to get a slot into the semi-finals. We all know what James LeBron did. This guy is a monster. This guy, James LeBron, is someone very different when it comes to basketball. But we have seen pictures and pictures of the USA basketball team, and they were jubilant just after defeating Brazil for the semi-final slots there in Paris. We can confirm that from the games played, we all know that from the games played, USA had to take a lead through different sets. Quarter one, they finished 33-21. That is USA leading 33-21. Quarter two, 30-15, USA leading. And quarter three, we saw Brazil also coming back 35-31 to win that one. And quarter four, it ended 28-16 for USA. In total, it was 122-87 against the Brasilia. Now we see USA is going through to the semi-finals. We are waiting to see what they will look like in the semi-final. That is about the Olympic basketball. Now you know who that man is. LeBron is a one not to be talked about. He is the guy everybody should respect because he made everything possible. He made everything happen for the USA team. Now we all know he is the GOAT when it comes to basketball. Let's wait and see how they will perform within the upcoming semi-finals, especially when they wait to see the Republic of Ireland. There are some of the countries that we know, the likes of Paraguay, Uruguay, and Norway. We all know how those countries perform, especially when it comes to basketball. Taking you to some of the Ugandan transfers. Now we have got pictures confirming that our very own Kenneth Semakula is somewhere in Club Africain, making life adoptable, making life easy for him to train and play some good football on the continental level. Now Kenneth Semakula, who was the captain of SC Via and winning for them the Times Uganda Premier League title for the 17th time, left SC Via at the end of the season, and now he is in Club Africain. You can clearly identify him there with the likes of Hemedi Bari. They were training last evening. That is the picture we got you that came through from Kenneth Semakula at Club Africain. We wait to see how they will perform. Club Africain will be participating within the upcoming CAF Confederations Cup, as well as the upcoming preliminary round of qualification for CAF Champions League. That is our very own Kenneth Semakula, who will be representing Uganda in Club Africain. We wait to see how he will perform. Somewhere else in the Ankole Districts tournament, everybody is waiting for the mouth-watering fixture between Ntungamo and Rubirizi District. just for the semi-finals. That will be the first leg, and we have discovered the date this time around. We have received information that comes through from the Ankole District Organizing Committee that these games, the semi-final games, will commence on 18th of August 2024 at 4 p.m. Ntungamo will be playing against Rubirizi District just after defeating Mbarara District, that is with a 2-0 win. Now they will be focusing to take on Rubirizi District in the semi-finals just after Rubirizi defeated our friends there, Bushenyi District, somewhere in Bushenyi Stadium after securing that 1-all draw. So now we all know when to watch that very game. Everybody has been looking forward to knowing the dates. Now the dates are here for the semi-final first leg. It will be played at Chamate Playground at 4 p.m. Ntungamo will be playing Rubirizi District. We all hope everyone or every team wins. For us, we are neutral. We hope every team wins. When it comes to semi-finals, nobody can determine. It still remains a football. Away from that, we need to talk about the Green Park Premier League. As it happened last evening, there were a number of statements made at the Green Park. There were a number of cheers there. In fact, fans were left in an awe just after seeing one of the most high-scoring games. That was a game between Machete Boys as they walloped, as they punished the Desert Boys with 10-1. That was a humiliation. Desert Boys, like I told you, they were the record goal conceding team in the last season 2023, as they conceded 55 goals in the whole season. But this time around, so far, they have conceded 13 as they were beaten in their opening game, and this has been the second game there. You can clearly see Machete Boys beat Desert Boys 10-0. Ahmed scoring 8, just as scoring once, also Gideon scoring once. JK's scored for Desert Boys, and that was a consolation. At full time, it ended in the dry conditions for the Desert Boys. They could not even have a small hope of drop to have a goal behind the net as to console them, to reduce that very high goal difference. Now, we all know what goes around comes around. So Desert Boys are the record highest conceding teams at Green Park Stadium. We all know that record will always stand, simply because they are still in negative. Last season in 2023, they conceded 55 goals, but this time around, they have already conceded 13. As they conceded 3 in their first game, now they have conceded 10. We all know how their total number will look like at the end of the season. What exactly is happening to Desert Boys? Still in the Green Park, we have seen another game that came through from Mucho International. It was a spectacular performance that came through from one Dominic the man. Dominic scored twice to give Mucho a lead. In fact, he is the top scorer now in the 35+ category, as he scored twice. Also, we saw Robertson scoring once to give Mucho International a convincing win, 3-0 against Kausoka. The councils, the lawyers now have no statements to make in front of the judge. Who is the whistle now? Now, we wait to see how Kausoka will survive. They will be taking on Netbusters in the next game, and they should get ready to concede some more goals. I think this time around Kausoka, they will be looking forward to secure also a win against Netbusters. So Dominic became man of the match in that very game, as we saw in that Mucho International fixture. They have a number of games coming up later. They will be, I think, later next week, they will be playing against Zone FC, their sister football team, or their sister football club, Zone Legends. We shall be waiting to see how this will go down there. I just don't know if the allegations of match fixing will come again in this fixture, as it happened last season. You remember at the final day, Mucho were playing Zone Football Club, and they scored at least 20+ goals against Zone FC. You remember how they were. Now the results were nullified this time around. That's the team. It comprised of Kaboy, one Banner, one Richard. You can see Dominic the man in the standing row, third just from the goalkeeper, just after Kapacha. You can see Alan. Alan yesterday made a number of saves. This time he could not get involved into the midfield play like he did last time when they were conceding 3. You know, he made a number of of mistakes in their last game, but this time around he was well behaved. He stayed in goal, saved a number of them. We can clearly see also Kaboy had a spectacular performance. However, Dominic won the man of the match. Ndane was also involved in that very game. You could clearly see how they performed and lined up against Cow Soccer. We all know what it takes to win against those lawyers, a group of councils. We just don't know how they were easily defeated. Dr. Emma was there. We saw how he was struggling there. We also Kakande Yusuf was one of the spectacular performers in that very game. However, the results were not for their favor. We talk about Green Park every now and then. We always give you those updates, but still within the Green Park fraternity there was an issue of misreporting, misrepresentation, and I would like to clarify that some of the inappropriate words, some of the vulgar, humiliating words were not uttered out by one Mr. Sam, the CEO of Green Park. However, besides him, there was a number of men who were trying to utter out humiliating and vulgar words, which brought some confusion in the reporting earlier. As I reported on some of the social media pages for different groups, there was a statement made, and it was earlier and inappropriately reported that Sam, the CEO of Green Park, had said so. However, on behalf of Gntv and on behalf of myself, I would like to categorically and cordially apologize to one Mr. Sam Ruta, who plays for TAF today and the CEO of Green Park Premier League, that it was unfortunate for my reporting and it wasn't you who said so. Therefore, I apologize on behalf of the Zone family, on behalf of Gntv, and on behalf of myself. I apologize, and I think it was not fond of me, as I have been reporting thoroughly and correctly, and I've been giving people information that is correct. That has not been my character. I regret and I am disappointed within my own circles. Kindly take my apologies. We shall continue to give the world what happens at Green Park. Taking you out of that apologetic moment, I will take you now to Team Real Madrid, as they are in the USA taking on their pre-season tour. We all know what happened within the El Clasico that was played in the United States of America. We saw this happening. We saw how the president Florentino Perez was actually welcomed with an awing, we can say, awing moment from Madrid stars who all converged in Betleys Stadium in USA. We all know what happened, and Real Madrid were beaten 2-1 by Barcelona. That is the El Clasico win away from Spain for Barcelona. We all know what Endrick did just after his first appearance in the El Clasico moment. That is Endrick for you there, as they were playing in the El Clasico pre-season tour in the US. We have pictures that came through from that very moment, as the president of Real Madrid was welcomed with an awing environment. It was awesome for him. He saw a group of Madrid stars trying to cheer him up, trying maybe to make an environment conducive for this very big man, just in front of MetLife stands. As he received that welcome, he waved them in response to their welcoming moment. That is how we can describe a good president of Real Madrid. He has seen Real Madrid succeed in the recent times, and now he is one of those legendary presidents at Real Madrid, the Galacticos. We all know how it looked like for Real Madrid to get out of the tunnel in front of over 60,000 fans. A pre-season game that has over 60,000 fans is always fascinating to see. On to MotoGP, I will take you to the breaking stories. The 2025 Grand Prix will take place from 23rd up to 25th May 2025. This is how organized the Grand Prix is. This time around, we are not even less than 6 months, but we are looking at what will happen in the next Grand Prix calendar. We all know that MotoGP is one of those organized sporting activities that has always moved on calendars and has always moved by the fixed dates earlier, as we have seen today. So still in the MotoGP, we have to tell you that the British Grand Prix will take place on 23rd to 25th May next year, 2025. Still in Grand Prix, there's also a breaking story about Alex Rins, who was withdrawn from the British Grand Prix just for penalties. We all know how the British Grand Prix went down in Silverstone. We saw some other news coming in there that Oliver Oaks, he has actually been appointed as new Alpine team principal. Oliver Oaks has been an assistant principal somewhere in Ducati, and now he has moved to a one Alpine team to be the next principal of Alpine. That is a one promotion that everybody wants, especially when it comes to MotoGP. Still, the great grill. I think the grid is now here. We all know what it will look like, and I will take you through the names of the grill, the people who will be performing in EP1 and EP2. One face mash will be there in EP1, as well as the A to Z challenge will be there. We all know what it will take a shape like for the sport in the mistake. That is a one in EP4, order before first win. That is for the team Ferrari, and we all know what will happen for team Ducati. Who MPI or who am I? And that will be a challenge for Hyundai. They will take it on, as well as name two drivers challenge coming in there from Ineos and Mercedes-Benz for Lewis Hamilton. So that is the story about the grill and the grid. So that is how everything is standing within the Formula 1 as well as MotoGP. In Formula 1, I really need to tell you that Jonathan Whitley has been appointed as new Audi Formula 1 team principal. All these updates are easily gotten from Gntv. I tell you, you can rarely find them somewhere else. That is Jonathan Whitley for you. He has been appointed new Audi Formula 1 team principal for now. The record now, Monster Energy British Grand Prix, the results that came through from the weekend. I can easily tell you that MotoGP for Stephanie Bastianini, who drives for Ducati team, was the winner, the overall winner in MotoGP. Wherever the Renovo team came across his name, they decided to give him flowers just because he gave them a lead to maintain their win for 7 streak. Now in Moto2 team, John Dixon, also from Great Britain, he came in there for CF Moto Indespa team and became second. And Moto3, Otola, the Spanish maestro, also made for empty helmets, and that was how they lined up in the Formula 1 and MotoGP for British Grand Prix that took place in Silverstone last Sunday. Talking about all those, we shall bring you details of more stories later in the afternoon when we come for the Sports Zone at 3 p.m. Make sure you stay tuned to GNTV. I would like to remind you that Rwampara for Christ is coming very, very soon. That will be, I think, in the next 2 weeks, on 29th to 31st, we shall have Rwampara for Christ Crusade and Conference, which will have us see or hear or listen to powerful and dynamic prayer coming through from Bishop Dr. Cyrus Taibwa and Nicola Taibwa, as well as gospel artists, the likes of Alex and the likes of Lady Diana will be there. Gospel evangelists, the likes of Apostle Gibson Twetise and Pastor Joshua Israel, all together with all the Rwampara pastors and a NAFBAG. They will be in Rwampara for Christ Crusade at Chinoni Playground. Make sure you join us for dynamic healing and powerful prayer. I remain Barigye Jusper. I've worked with Joseph in the control room. Have a good morning.